Hello there, fellow Gateballers. Today we'll be discussing Article 2, labelled Equipment. Today's lesson is going to be a little bit of a shorter one, mostly because there are only two clauses in this article, and that is Clause 1, the stick, and Clause 2, the ball. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the stick. And we can see that we have an image of a stick here, with all of its relevant measurements, and also a ball here on the side. So we're going to make a reference to figure 3 here, and we're going to begin with the description of what a stick is. And the rules define the stick as, the stick shall consist of a head and a shaft forming a T-shaped instrument. So we can see here that there is a shaft and a head which form a T-shaped instrument. Moving along, it says that the head is cylindrical in principle, with two faces running parallel to the shaft. The side face refers to the section of the stick that intersects with the shaft at a right angle. And it also goes on to say, the face shall be a minimum of 3.5 centimeters and a maximum of 5 centimeters in diameter. The side face shall be 18 to 24 centimeters in 24 centimeters in length. And we're just going to talk about those ones for a moment. And that's talking about this area here. So that last number was the side face, and that's what we probably call the length of the stick. And that is anywhere from 18 centimeters to 24 centimeters. Similarly, it also discussed the diameter of the face, and it says it should be between 3.5 centimeters and 5 centimeters. It also said that the two faces must be parallel, and they also have to be the same on both sides, made the same angle, that is. So you can't have one end that's slopey and one end that's not angled, or I shouldn't say slopey, one end that's angled and one that's not angled. That would be an illegal stick. Going on to dot point 2, it says the shaft shall be stick-shaped and secure at the mid-joint of the side face. Remembering that this part of the head of the mallet is the side face, and the shaft connects at the center of the side face at a T-shaped intersection. The rules go on and say the shaft shall be 50 centimeters or more in length, including the grip. So there is no limit to how long the shaft has to be, remembering that the grip is included in the shaft, but it must be more than 50 centimeters. If it is not 50 centimeters, it is not a legal stick. And that is the basic breakdown of the stick. Very simple and very straightforward. But we're just going to examine some figures here just in a moment from the Q&A book. And they are the only stick-related Q&A questions which are relevant. So if we go here, we were looking at clause 1, and it said the face shall be a minimum of 3.5 centimeters and a maximum of 5 centimeters in diameter. It also said that the head is cylindrical in principle, with two faces running parallel to the shaft. The side face refers to the section of the stick that intersects with the shaft at the right angle. So what does that mean? Are we allowed to have an oval or ellipse-shaped stick? Are we allowed to have a hexagonal-shaped stick? And this is what we'd call a cylindrical shaped stick, a true cylinder. Well, all three of these sticks are perfectly okay because they are cylindrical in principle, which is perfectly fine, and they still satisfy all of the rules. If we took the extrememost parts of this ellipse or this oval here, it would be anywhere from 3.5 centimeters to 5 centimeters, and that would be perfectly fine. We can also see that the shaft is attached to the side face, or the body of the head, shall we say, at right angles, which is perfectly fine. And we're also going to draw attention here to this little tiny logo. I know it's very difficult to see, but it's got a little logo here that says JGU with a gate and a ball sitting in the middle of it. When we see one of these stickers, it means that it is certified. It's usually a holographic sticker or a very shiny sticker. It means that it is certified by the Japanese Gateball Union, and therefore it is permissible for tournament play. Likewise, another rule in relation to it refers to tape, and it says where we're allowed to put tape. Now, when we're talking about tape in this sense, it's more of tape in relation to a grip tape in sense. So as you can see, this stick here has tape on the grip, which is perfectly fine. You're allowed to wrap tape or grip material around the area you would deem the grip, which is anywhere on the shaft, really. Obviously, you've got to allow some area, otherwise it would just be impractical to use it. But the key difference here, and you'll see that in the Q&A, is that you are not permitted to tape any part of the side face or the faces. Now, when I talk about the side face again, I'm referring to the head in total. So if we just refer to this bottom part of the stick as the head, you are not permitted to put any form of tape on that part of the stick. One very last and important thing when we're discussing the stick is the name itself. This item, which in Australia is commonly referred to as a mallet, as Australia is a predominantly croquet-based mallet sporting nation, it's referred to as a mallet. But in Gateball, as we follow the rules and we learn them correctly as a referee, this is called a stick. And in Japan, should you be playing in Japan, if you were to ask for a mallet, they would have no idea what on earth you're talking about in most cases if they don't speak English. You would need to ask for a stikku, which is a Japanese borrow word, a borrow word being a word borrowed from another language. So actually the correct word in English is actually stick, and the Japanese took the borrow word from the English language to refer to this instrument, remembering that the rules refer to it as a T-shaped instrument, the stick. Moving along to clause 2, the final clause we're going to be discussing today, and it is labelled ball. And it defines the ball. The ball used shall be of an even spherical shape with a diameter of 7.5 centimetres plus or minus 0.7 millimetres and a weight of 230 grams plus or minus 10 grams. Made of synthetic resin. There shall be a total of 10 balls, 5 red balls and 5 white balls. So we can see an image of a ball right here, and we can see it's the number 1 ball, and in a normal set of balls, this ball would be red. And you can see that it is supposed to be in principle 230 grams plus or minus 10 grams, and we can see it's 7.5 centimeters in diameter plus or minus 0.7 millimeters, and they must be set from synthetic resin, which is very similar to billiard balls, but actually very different from croquet balls, which are set from a polymer. So we're going to move along, and we can see some more images of the balls, and it says that 5 of the balls shall be red, and 5 of them shall be white. And we're going to discuss the numbers next. And it says under clause 1.1 in brackets, it says the red balls shall be marked in white with odd numbers, and the white balls shall be marked in red with even numbers. So we can see that this is a red ball, although it's printed in black and white. It is a red ball, and it is printed with a white number. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And obviously we have the even numbers, which are on a white ball with a red number painted on them, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The last note on that says that the ball number shall be 5 centimeters in height in principle and be visibly marked in at least 2 locations on the ball. So the height of the number should be 5 centimeters at least, and it must be marked on at least 2 places. Well, we can see on the right-hand image here, I have a ball which is marked on 3 places. Is that permitted in the rules? Well, of course it is. Because the rules say it must be at least, we are permitted to put on 3. And this image is from the Q&A book. And it just confirms in that Q&A book, the only Q&A on the balls, one of 2 actually, I believe, is that it is marked, that it is permissible to use a ball marked with 3 numbers. And to be honest, these ones are perfectly acceptable and in many cases much better than the usual 2 marked balls. Unfortunately, cost restraints often bring us into purchasing the 2 numbered balls, as these ones, 3 numbered balls, are significantly more expensive. Well, we hope you've enjoyed today's Article 2 explanation of equipment, and we hope to see you on a court soon. Bye-bye for now.